Hello, my dear students. So, today we are here again to study a very interesting chapter, the book First Light of Class 10. And the chapter's name is Glimpses of India. Now, the name itself shows that we are going to know something amazing, something unique about this great nation, India. This chapter has been divided into three parts. The first part talks about a baker from Goa, written by Lucio Rodriguez. So today we are going to start with the first part of the chapter, Glimpses of India. Now, before we proceed further, it doesn't need an introduction. It doesn't need to know, we doesn't need to recall this, that our country is an amazing country. Every part, every corner, every state is unique in its own way. There's something amazing, traditional, cultural, hiding behind the outlook of the state. So today we are going to talk about a very famous tradition which has been carrying on in the state Goa. So here it starts with. This is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker who still has an important place in his society. So in this chapter, in this part of the chapter, we are going to study about the traditional Goan village baker, which still exists in the state. Still it is there and still you can find the identifications of this particular tradition. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days. The Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. We still have amongst us the mixers, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. Those age-old, time-tested furnaces still exist. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. So in the first paragraph, the narrator is talking about a very desperate topic of discussion among all the elders of Goa. These elders, maybe the grandparents or the great-grandparents, are very much fond about talking about the good old Portuguese days. Now we know the Portuguese are settled in Goa. When they came years back on this land, they decided to settle down there. So the elders are very much fond of talking about these days and the famous loaves of bread. Now loaves here you can say, basically loaves means small pieces, right? Now in this first paragraph, the narrator is saying that the people who used to eat bread, they might not be there anymore. They might have passed away, but the identification, the souvenirs of these people are still there. The mixers, the molders, and the furnaces which were used to bake the breads are still there. Now a beautiful line has been used. The fire in the fragrances has not yet been extinguished. Now in this line, the author is not talking about the real fire. The author is talking about the existence of the desire among the people to carry on this profession. So the people still know about this tradition and they want to carry it further. The traditional bamboo, now the bakers of that particular time, they used to have a bamboo in their hand and they used to thud the bamboo on the ground, and the bells which were tied on the tip of the bangle, they used to jingle. And this thud and jingle sound used to herald, used to announce the arrival of the bakers in the neighborhood. Maybe the father is not alive, so we are talking about the one who has started this baking profession, and that has been mentioned as father. So the narrator is saying that maybe the father is not alive, but the successors are still carrying on their family profession. And these bakers are nowadays known as padders in Goa. Going ahead, during our childhood in Goa, so with this line, we get to know that the narrator is talking about his childhood. The baker used to be our friend, companion, and guide. So he was very closely attached to the bakers. He used to come at least twice a day, once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the loaves? Not at all. The loaves were bought by some paskins and bastards, the maid servant of the house. What we longed for were those bread bangles, which we chose carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread of special make. So the narrator is saying that when he was a small child and the bread maker used to come in his locality, all the children used to run to the baker. Now they never used to go there to buy the bread because those breads were bought by these maid servants of the house. These children used to wait there to get the bread bangles, the remaining outer part of the bun, which was given to them by the baker free of cost. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with a chang chang sound of a specially made bamboo staff. So that bamboo stick was specially made with bells on it that used to create a chang chang sound, and this will used to let people know that the baker has come. He used to hold his basket full of breads with one hand, and with other hand he used to bang the bamboo on the ground. He used to wish the ladies of the house good morning. As soon as the children used to rush to him, he used to push aside them with a mild rebuke. So in the initial, when he was selling his breads to the servants, he used to make the children scold in a very polite manner and tell them to stay aside. And after the loaves were being sold to the servants, the bangles were given to the children. The children used to be so happy that they could not even wait to pluck the thin branches of the mango leaves and clean their tree. Immediately, they used to start eating the bread bangles. And they used to say, the tiger never brushes his teeth. And they were very sure that if they're going to drink the hot tea, it is going to clean all the germs from the teeth. Moving ahead, in this paragraph, we have got to know about three specific events that used to take place in the village. And these events were incomplete with the offerings of different dishes made of breads. Marriages, in the marriage gift, bowls were being given to the people, which was made of bread. During the daughter's engagement, the mothers used to prepare sandwiches that was, of course, made of the bread. And Christmas celebration was incomplete without the offerings of cake and woolen hulls. So, the way the bread was famous among the people and in all the events, that shows that the presence of a baker's furnace in the village was very necessary. Otherwise, who is going to bake the bread? The baker or the bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress. Now, these bakers used to wear different types of dress, different kind of a dress. First was kabai. The kabai was a long frock which was of knee length, whereas some of the bakers was also used to wear shirt and trouser. Now, these trousers were very different. They were not as long as long pants and not as short as half pants. They were somehow of the mid length. And that is the reason why the people nowadays wear that kind of half length pant. They are being sarcastically said that is he wearing a pattern? Okay. The baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month, just like the milk sellers, bread sellers. These people don't take the money every day, but they keep on selling the item every day. And at the end of the month, they used to collect the bill. And the account of purchasing was being written by the ladies on the wall with a pencil. So it was a casual maintenance of record. Baking was indeed a profitable profession. It has been mentioned by the narrator that as we have got to know that how much famous the breads were, how much essential they were in the events of the town, that shows that the baking was a very profitable profession, and the people who had taken the profession were very well flourished. They were happy, they were prosperous, and they were very chubby, very physically built. The way they used to look used to express that how happy and prosperous they are. And again, nowadays also, if anyone is plumpy, chubby, or well built, that person is being made fun of by saying that he can easily be compared to a baker. So, children, in the first part, we have beautifully got to know about the tradition of bread baking and how the bakers have a prosperous life with this profitable profession. We also got to know that this profession still exists because the father would have died, but the sons still taking care of their family business. So here we come to the end of the chapter. Thank you, everyone.